idol statues, some physical thing out of the house, takes them, steals them, and off they go back to Canaan. Jacob sneaks away without saying anything, and Laban catches up with him, and in verse 20 through 27 of chapter 31, he will say 2 or 3 times, "You tricked me. You deceived me. You know, you snuck away, you didn't tell me what you're doing, you took my daughters," all that. It is exactly the same word as Rachel stealing the idols. This deception, this underhandedness, this used car salesman thing that we heard about. When I think of stealing as that's another step, isn't it? It's not just that I took somebody's stuff. It's that I wasn't open, I wasn't honest. Well, I didn't exactly say that, but I led them to believe whatever that was. That's kind of all wrapped up in this do not steal. And so again, the opposite of that we leave people's stuff alone, but we also were open and honest and transparent and bring truth and light to the things we say and do with people. That's what loving our neighbor is. That's what loving our brother is. That we don't hide things. We don't, again, draw those little technical lines. Well, I didn't use the word whatever, but the person heard that thought, and you knew that's what they thought you were talking about, even though you were kind of crouching it in other terms and couching it in other terms. That's stealing. It's not being open, honest, truthful, giving people what they deserve. And God says that's not loving your neighbor. That's hating them. All right, couple more. Do not bear false witness. Sounds kind of judicial, doesn't it? And that does kind of come into the term. You know, if you're called to be a witness on the stand, you don't say something that's not true because somebody said, "Hey, if you will say this, I've got some money for you, or I've got a higher position for you." But what about in the workplace? What about when a car accident happens? What about when you get the extra change or whatever? When you see something that's not done right, do we speak up and say what is true, or do we just kind of let that go? Speaking truth, seeking truth, what is right, what is just, those kind of things. Look in Exodus chapter 23. I think we've got time for this. Exodus 23, verse 1. God says, "You shall not spread a false report." Is that what we call gossip? That's kind of bearing false witness, isn't it? Don't spread a false report, and do not join hands with a wicked man to be a malicious witness. You shall not fall in with the many to do evil. You shall not bear witness in a lawsuit, siding with the many so as to pervert justice. Nor shall you be partial to a poor man in his lawsuit. Justice is what we're seeking. We're not taking sides. If you meet your enemy's ox or his donkey going astray, you shall bring it back to him, because that's the right thing to do. That's kind of speaking that, I didn't see your ox, I didn't see your donkey. No, you see it, you take it back. And whose is it? It's your enemy's, right? It's not just the guy you like. If you see the donkey of the one who hates you lying down under its burden, you shall refrain from leaving him with it. You shall rescue it with him. I don't know if you've ever seen that. We would see that from time to time on the road in Haiti. some poor little donkey that was just loaded up with charcoal or bananas or whatever. And every once in a while, you'd see one he was down on the road. And he says, if you see even your enemy's donkey, you don't testify against him, but you also help him. That's kind of the other side of it. Keep far from a false charge. Do not kill the innocent and righteous. That one's easy. For I will not acquit the wicked, and you shall take no bribe, for a bribe blinds the clear-sighted. Speak truth. Do truth. Do what's right for those who are close to us and those that we love, and also those who aren't so close. Then the last one in verse 20 and 21. And here he leaves the little short statements, and he kind of broadens out and gives us a little explanation. So in Deuteronomy chapter 5, sorry, my brain's lost here. Verse 20. Verse 21. And you shall not covet your neighbor's wife, and you shall not desire your neighbor's house, his field, or his male servant, or his female servant, his ox, or his donkey, or anything else that is your neighbor's. And it seems to me he's kind of summing things up here in a way. Don't covet your neighbor's wife. That was adultery, wasn't it? Or any of his other stuff. Don't steal from him. Why do you suppose he gives us that long list of things there? Why doesn't he say, don't covet? And done, like the other ones. Here's my thought, and it might be right, might not be right. I think it's back to that heart thing. I think in a way what he's doing here is exactly what Jesus is doing, and saying it's not just this rule. It's the ox, it's the donkey, it's the wife, it's the house, it's anything you can think of. Because some of us would say, what about his car? What about Drew's deck? Drew's got a really nice deck. You know? And he just kind of says, look, it's not just the rule, it's the heart of the matter. Anything that's there. You look out for your brother's good. Yeah, you might want to have the same stuff, but you're not going, well, I should have had that instead of him, or taking it from him, or envying him, or any of those kind of things. It's the heart. And it's the heart. Can I say it's the heart but not the emotion? I mean, it's kind of all tied up, but it's the heart doing and choosing to do what is right towards our brothers and sisters in this room, and the ones that live in the streets around here, and the ones who ride bicycles up and down, and the ones who stand in the doorway at Walmart, and the ones who come up that left lane there where all that construction is at Walmart and cut in instead of getting in line with the rest of us. Love all of them in every way, every possible way. Be honest, open, true, doing what's right for them, whether they do right for you or not. That's what loving your neighbor is. And then, again, there at the end of chapter 5, do it for your enemies too. All right, thanks everybody.